Do you tend to take things personally? When something's said to you or somebody is even kind of intimating it, they're not really saying it, you kind of take it personally and it hurts. Well, I know I do. I mean, I definitely am capable of doing that. It's kind of a common thing in our society. Our social norm is this sensitivity of what somebody else is thinking or saying about us. And it's not a bad thing, but where it becomes detrimental to us is when we take it so personally that it starts to form our way of being in the world. And it starts to inform others how to treat us, because we teach people how to treat us. And if I'm overly taking things personally about anything and everything, even and especially when it's not even meant about me, I am in a state of lack. I'm in a state of, feeling less than, depleted, contracted, and lost. And so there's a book, a Toltec wisdom book by the author named Don Miguel Ruiz called The Four Agreements. And the first agreement is don't take anything personally. And his point on that, from the Toltec's point of view, is that we're all just in our own dreams. That's what they called it. Our own, and sensibilities, our own state of mind of how we're living this world. And if we take personally from somebody else's, even if they are trying to make it personally, which again, for the most times in life, it's not. For the most part, it's not meant personally, even if it is. And we take it personally, we're reaching outside of our dream and taking it into somebody else's, and we're eating their poison, whatever it is. If it's an attack and poisonous. So we don't ignore it or disregard it. We just learn to not take it as personally. And the key to this, to not taking things so personally, is here's the trick to it. It only feels personal when I feel there's a level of truth to it, or I feel like it's really true, or I don't want it to be true. But if it's not true, it doesn't bother me. But if I don't want it to be true and it bothers me, then I feel like it is true or it can be true. And so that's the only reason why anybody ever takes anything personally, is that we feel underneath it's something we're trying to run from that's true, or we feel like it's true and it's not. It's a falsehood. Either way, we're not in our truth. And that's why we take it personally, especially when it's not even meant to be personally. It's not even meant to harm, or anything to mean have any detriment to us. So this whole thing about what's true and what's not, well, here's a little trick we can do. All of a sudden we're feeling very personal, we're feeling attacked, we're feeling insulted and less than in the moment. We can ask ourselves, is there anything that's true about what this person is doing, thinking, or saying, either directly to us or indirectly around us? And if the answer is yes, okay, then let's look at, why is that true? Why is that true for me, that what they're saying is right and I don't like it? Once I could do that, then I can then focus on shifting that. Regardless of what he, she, or they think or say or do, I can shift that in me, not for them, but for me. And then I cannot take it personally, because it won't be. I might even thank them for pointing it out and giving me an opportunity to grow. All of that energy shifts the dynamic of this personal insult and attack and defend, which is our communities and our nations are doing more than ever now. Attack and defend, attack and defend, attack and defend. Our society is an election coming up. All it is attack and defend. I mean, I can't even listen to any of it anymore, because all I'm hearing is attack and defend. I'm not hearing anything really of connection with, who we are and what we're doing. And again, my statement right there is an attack on them. They can defend it or not. I just don't like it. So, and the reason why I don't like it is because it personally affronts me of constantly being in a war when there doesn't need to be one. It can be in a discourse and a discussion, but that's how I'm taking it personally. So as I'm doing this, I'm going through. Why am I taking it personally? Because I find that an affront to me that I have to get anxious and attack and defend. Have to is the operative word. And I don't like that. Well, what's true is the sense that it is, that energy is wanting me to do that. It sells tickets, you know what I mean? It gets me to follow, whatever. But more importantly, I don't like it because I don't want to do that. So if I don't want to do that, I don't have to do that. I can make a choice, turn the commercial off, not follow that, not look at that, turn the phone off, whatever I need to do, or watch it and let it go. So I didn't plan on doing this, but I just literally did what I'm doing here because as soon as I take something personally, my life is discomforted. I'm anxious, I'm affronted, I'm insulted, and man, that makes for a depleting, tiring, exhausting existence. And I don't want that, and I don't want you to have that either. So if something feels personal to you, feel the energy, the heat of it, and then ask yourself, is there anything true to that and how I feel about whatever it is that I'm feeling personal about? And if the answer is yes, look at why is that true and how is that true? And what can I change about that? Which is, by the way, just accepting it. That's the first change, that I accept it. I face it, I accept it, I look at it. And I own it. And just then, man, the personal stuff starts to leave, and I'm like, okay. And I have this moment to be free and fulfilled. So give that a try. Let me know how that works out for you. And by the way, you do it once, twice, 10 times, and then it comes back again. Do it again. Just keep the practice going. Because as I just showed you, I'm teaching this, but I needed to practice it while I'm teaching it. So it's a wonderful opportunity to continue to grow. And I hope that you receive that as well.